make apologies. At 73 years old, I'm just grateful to be alive and in good health, and my mirror don't lie. I'm serious. That's God. Amen. So look at yourself and pinch yourself and say, I'm here today. And I'm among the living today.
Yes, sir.
And I'm grateful to you, Lord, for this day. This is the day that the Lord has made. I didn't say you, said I will rejoice and be glad in it. Let's go through. I'm on military time, so 10 o'clock really is 10 o'clock. Charlie is here, and he's just going to blow the socks off of you. But let's deal with some housekeeping quickly, because we're in a host church, and I want to recognize the greatness of this church. Because Corinthian Baptist Church, and I deal with all kinds of church people all over this country, and actually all over the world, but they are razor sharp and tight in what they do. Okay? The book that you have on your ebook, that's free. I'd set it up so that you would have a permanent record. Because what we're going to talk about is so overwhelming on so many levels that I wanted you to have a permanent record. For those of you that do not do digital, you can buy the book for $15. Now, $15 is what it costs me. So there's no money on the table. Are y'all clear about that? This is my love gift to you. You're welcome. Okay, so housekeeping, no pictures, no recording. You'll be able to watch the whole thing live stream on Facebook, and then ultimately on YouTube. I've been in television for almost 35 years, and I have a channel, and this entire thing, if you want to reread some things or do some things, that's where we are. But that's where, now, after Pastor Charlie Winpern's presentation, here you come on down here. After you come down here, we will begin. Now, after his presentation, if you're still standing and breathing, we will have a 5-minute break. And then we will resume promptly after that 5 minutes. Do anything bad. If you're later than 5 minutes, you just miss 5 minutes.
Good morning.
But you do have the book, right?
I'm sorry.
As an ebook, and for those of you that want the hard copy, and I suggest you get it because it's not going to be available after today for $15. No. So get one for your family member, for those that you want to know what is going on. Okay? So that takes care of my housekeeping for today. We will entertain questions, because you're going to have a ton of questions at the end of this presentation. At that time, I'm also going to be asking you to complete the evaluation so that we know how well we did. Okay, because I'm going to be doing these all over the United States. This is my first one. My hometown, Cincinnati, Ohio, Walnut Hills High School class of 1969. I'm 73 years old, and I'm grateful to God for every living breath I take. Okay, so this is, but my roots are Kentucky. As I tell folks, don't get twisted, because I'm a hillbilly, the real deal. Don't let these clothes stiff you out, because I can go barefoot and climb a mountain faster than you can. So we are grateful for all this today, and we will begin by the question I ask everyone. Why are you here? Do you know why you're here? Do you have expectations? You should. You should. You should come here with expectations. and be prepared for what that looks like. Okay, I'm delighted to have you here. Most of you have heard me over 30 years. Am I right? Is anybody here that does not know me? Well, now you do. Okay? I've been in the industry for 40 plus years. I am a professional economist. And let me tell you what that is. Economists are trained. It's a discipline like a doctor, an economist, an advanced economist, which I am. I'm an international economist. I look at trends all over the world. I've lived in China. I've lived in Africa. I've lived in South America. I've lived all over the place because I do not believe the media. I want to see it for myself. But as an economist, we are the policy advisors. We study world economic systems. Now listen to me carefully, because most people do not know what the heck is going on. Am I right? You depend upon a news source that you don't even control. And as I tell people, we're not about to tell you the truth. Are you kidding me? We're going to tell you what you want to hear. But I'm here today in a professional capacity. I'm not lecturing you. I'm going to teach you and educate you and open up your eyes so that you can see clearly. Is that okay? And it's going to start with Pastor Winburn, because he opened up my eyes. You know, I know about money, but I did not know about trauma. My PhD work was on the economics of slavery. I knew that a black woman birthed 13 to 15 babies. Exactly. And she was collateral for the bank. Did you all know that? Yeah. And people want to know why we cray-cray. Excuse me. Excuse me. We birthed everything. So it's not your fault. Can I say that? Today, lay it down. It's not your fault. You did not do this. They did. Understand what that means and get through this. Am I okay? So I want you to have a set of goals as to what you're going to do, how you're going to benefit, and how your life is going to change. And I have laid all of that out in this workbook. I wrote this book. Y'all hear me? This is my stuff. And I told you the truth. Are you all okay? Do you want the truth, or do you want something that's stupid? Say it louder. Thank you. I want you to have the truth too, so that I do not have to sit and watch my people drown. All right? Anybody feel like you're drowning right now? Raise your hand. If you feel like the stuff is out of control and you're drowning, just raise your hand. We don't have to be sanctified. You can be truthful. If you're not drowning, keep living. You're going to the water. It's coming. God's already showed you with the floods. The water is coming. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you at this point to a remarkable man. Remarkable. His bio is in the book and on your This is not a Charlie Winburn. It's just Charlie Winburn. And in a bigger city, he would be prominent. But in this city, you know how we do. And I'm going to say right now, stop it. If you can't say nothing good, don't say nothing. Can I ask you to control your mouth? Because I have a lot I can say, and it ain't a lie. I've been a banker. I know you don't have no money. Oh, come on. It's real. You don't think the banks know you don't have no money? They know everything. And that's why we have to move beyond that conversation and begin to affirm each other. All of us were put here with purpose. All of us, no exceptions, all of us. And we come from a great people. period. We are African people. Don't get it twisted. And come out of our bellies is greatness. Now, he gonna talk to you about some stuff. I've been going to his class. He does a master class every Sunday. And if I'm on the road or not, I zoom in, I tune in. I make sure I listen. Because 3 years ago, I did not know what he's getting ready to share with you. And it changed my life. Do you all hear me? It changed my life. I wanted to change yours so you will understand that it's not in your head. This really did happen to us. And it's affecting us right now. So please read the bio. I carefully prepared it. It's awesome. It really is. I didn't write much about me because I don't really focus on me. But he is an enigma. He's somebody you need to listen to. And just keep your mouth closed. And listen, okay? We need to do a lot more listening and no talking. Okay? We really do. So on that note, I'm going to introduce our speaker, Pastor Charlie Winburn, Ohio Civil Rights Commissioner, and a bad black man. Thank you. Come on up, Charlie.
Well, I greet you all in the name of Jesus Christ, the anointed one, and his anointed one. Just say amen. Amen. I want y'all to stand on your feet right now. Everybody get up. Come on, they only give me 30 minutes. I usually do about 3-4 hours, but I just got 30 minutes. Look at the person next to you and tell them you sure look good this morning. Will you do that? Tell them you sure look good this morning. And is that right? And look at them again and tell them you sure look good this morning. And we want to thank you. So I see you, I honor you. Y'all can take your seat. I see you, I honor you, and I know who you are. Who's going to help me to monitor my time up here? Because this is very important. Maybe I could try to put this here. I get a half an hour. Is that okay? So first of all, I want to thank many of you all. I served on Cincinnati City Council. How many of you all voted for me at least one time? And look at all this. That's great. And I'm a Frederick Douglass Republican. I'm not fooling with all these other kind of Republicans. But I'm a Frederick Douglass. So y'all here with me? Well, look, the Lord bless you. I want to thank, I really would like to thank at this time, if we could just thank Dr. Michelle Graves. Can we give her a good God bless you? I appreciate her apostolic leadership, and I appreciate all that she has done. And our paths have crossed, and we've come together, and we're a vibrational match in the kingdom of God. And I appreciate, again, her apostolic leadership that she has in this country. And once again, can we just give her one more round of applause? And I asked her, I said, are you sure you want me to come today and speak? Normally, the pastors have me come in their churches to give their churches a spiritual enema. Every now and then, the churches need to be cleaned out, right? So if you ever want to empty out your church and get rid of members, call me in, right? One way or another. The Lord is good. Let's talk about this. What happened to us? Not what's wrong with us. I want to thank Oprah Winfrey. About 5 years ago, she gave me a revelation. We always ask, what's wrong with that person? Look at the person next to you and say, what's wrong with that person? And really, that's the wrong question, because when you're asking about what's wrong with someone, you're not really showing compassion. We know something is wrong with them, but really the right question is, what happened to that person? What happened in their life that made them like that? Is everybody still with me so far? So the next one is, and I got to work this new system up here, you all. Let me just kind of work it this way. I know what I'll do. I'll just kind of work it by doing it like this, and it'll help me to kind of move through the system here. So what really happened to us? Have you ever asked yourself, how did we all get so screwed up in America? How did we all get so screwed up? And some of you all say, well, we haven't always been like this. Well, yes, we have. It just manifests itself. They're triggered now. So how did we get so screwed up in this world? How did we really get here? How did we really get here? And do you not know that 78% of children in America report one traumatic experience before the age of 5? I'm convinced now that 100% of people who's born in this world experience one or more trauma. Also in America, did you not know, I want to show you this here, 223, I got to learn how to work their system here. There it is. 223 million people. 70% of the U.S. experience at least one traumatic experience. Can y'all imagine that? They experience one traumatic experience in their life. I'm convinced that 100% of people experience a childhood trauma in this world. I'm going to ask you all real quick, and let me try to stand over here and kind of pace it down. I'm going to ask each one of you all a question. What is the number one issue facing America? Anybody like to holler out, what do you think the number one issue facing America right now? What? Somebody said poverty. What else? What? Hatred. What else? What is the number one issue facing America right now? What'd you say? Somebody said finances. Can I tell y'all the number one issue facing America right now? It is none of those. Those are secondary symptoms. The number one issue facing America right now is untreated childhood trauma. Did y'all hear what I just said? It's actually untreated childhood trauma. And by the way, as a result of all the untreated childhood trauma, that's why we have suicide. The suicide rate is up. Gun violence is up. Bullying and homicides and domestic violence and mass shootings and racism and the opioid problem. All of this has contributed, you all, to America not facing the big elephant in the room. Our problem in America right now is the number one issue in America is untreated childhood trauma. All this other stuff that we're dealing with are just symptoms, you all. Here are some of the symptoms. It's diabetes and domestic violence and negative attitudes and mental challenges and mass shootings and gun violence. Those are all symptoms in America. But the root of all the problems that's going on in America is a result, and the world is a result of people that have not treated their childhood trauma. And I want to tell everybody, it took me 12 years, and I'm 74 years old. It took me 12 years, you all, in writing this book. I did not know that I was writing a blueprint to overcome all the childhood trauma that I was facing in my life. And I'm telling you all, I grew up in 16 foster homes here in the city of Cincinnati, moving from family to family. I had spiritual issues and health issues and financial issues and wondering why my relationships wouldn't work, my money wouldn't work. I just wondered why my life wouldn't work. And I had to stop one day, and the Lord says, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to help you to deal with something that most people will not deal with, is what happened to them. And as a result of what happened to me, the Lord, took me 12 years to overcome at least 90% of my childhood trauma. And even after that, I'm still touched a little bit. Are y'all here with me? I've never been on any medication, but a lot of my friends says I should have been on medication a long time ago. Are you all here with me? And here's one. Here's what we have 8 billion people in the world, you all. 8 billion people in the world. And all these 8 billion people, guess what they want? They want a better spiritual life and a health life and a financial life, and they want better families. They want better businesses, and they want to have self-appreciation and self-love. But are you aware that 80 to 90% of the people in the world will never experience a better health life, a better physical life, spiritual life, financial life, love life, all because they will not take the time and deal with the stuff that is eating you alive. Your problem is not the administration. It's not your next door neighbor. It's really within you, and everybody has to come to a position in their life and find the place in their life to say, woe is me, I'm undone. Woe is me, I created me a clean heart, oh God, and renew a right spirit within me. Somebody ought to say yes. So, most people will never experience. So let's take a look. How did slavery create untreated childhood trauma? Everybody say untreated childhood trauma. Untreated childhood trauma. As a result of untreated childhood trauma, this is what slavery did. I'm going to move along pretty quickly here. Number one, well, let's go back here. I've got to work this wonderful system that Pastor and them got here. They got a beautiful system. Early childhood trauma affects the brain structures such as the amygdala, the hippocampus, the prefrontal cortex, which are critical for emotional regulation and memory and decision making and leading to long-term psychological issues. And then number 4, altered neurotransmitter systems. Don't let this stuff bother you. You can get a copy of this if you give your email to Dr. Graves. I will make sure you just get this ebook, a PowerPoint. Violence and separation from caretakers during slavery. Let's move along. Disrupted attachment formation. This is what slavery did. Number 6, intergenerational trauma transmission. All of the stuff from the slave master. Do you not know slavery was one of the most wicked things that could have ever happened in any world? To put somebody in slavery, that means the slave master himself had trauma and that they never dealt with. And trauma would make you so vicious and so violent that many African Americans, here's what many of the slave masters did. They not only raped the wife, they raped the daughters, they raped the young boys. And when you have not dealt with your trauma, it will make you do things that is unimaginable. And to put somebody in slavery, you all, it's a result of unresolved childhood trauma. But the people that were oppressed and obsessed and put into slavery, they had to deal with their lives. And let's just go on. I'm going to try to move in. So slavery did all these things: increase and altered psychological stress and discrimination. It also, let's just move on, it created disrupted sleep patterns, higher prevalence of depression. Slavery did all these things. It caused us to have emotional issues. It affected us in so many different ways. Have y'all heard of the crab in the barrel? How many of y'all heard that? That's true, really no more. You know what that really is? It's no more than revenge, resentment, to see another black person go up because slavery caused us to work against each other. And then really what happened as a result of all of this, this was passed down to us from generation to generation. So in a sense, we got to call it out when we see it in ourselves. Here's one. Let's just move on. Look at it. The development of the impact of childhood trauma, both in white and black America. Number 1, I'm going to just hit just a few of these. Now, let me stop for a moment and come around here. Slow down. I got to pace myself. In my book, 60 Seconds to a Focused Life, I have something in there titled It's titled Adverse Fetal Trauma. Coach, you tell them okay so far? It's called Adverse Fetal Trauma. Y'all got to hear this, and I'm going to run through this really quick. You're just getting a quick overview. You're getting the Cliff Notes. Dr. Jennifer Porter is here. You remember the Cliff Notes we had in college. You get in a small, and this is very impactful. This is called psychoeducation. Everybody's getting what we call psychoeducation. That means just by being here, your deliverance gets ready to start. Just by being in this atmosphere, your spiritual life and your health life and your mental life and your financial life just will begin to change as a result of getting this psychoeducation. Listen to this. It's called adverse fetal trauma. Everybody say adverse fetal trauma. Did you not know we all got screwed up this way? Here, it didn't just start with slavery. It started with white folk, black folk. Give me anybody. It doesn't matter who they are. And it's not restricted just to race. Adverse fetal trauma. I'm going to get real street now. Can I do that? When the penis and the vagina comes together, and out of the penis comes sperm. Is everybody here with me? That'll wake you up now. Everybody say, wake up. It's getting good now. Okay. So when the sperm hits the egg, and now we've got a baby has formed, do you not know whatever's in that father at that time, spiritually in their life, whatever their negative beliefs are, whatever their negative emotions are, whatever their negative memories is all about, even in that woman, do you not know when the sperm hits the egg, all of that epigenetically, that means epi over, all of that stuff is transferred in the sperm and the egg, and then when the baby in 9 months, whatever's happening in the womb, whatever went on in that couple, that husband or wife or whoever is getting ready to have the baby, at that time, that baby is suffering from trauma already before they're born. So before you are even born, you already screwed up before you're born. So now just compound that with slavery. So that's called adverse fetal trauma. And then what happens in life, you go through what we call early emotional neglect, and it just continues on. It goes through toddler attachment, identity, and early childhood programming. Oh, by the way, my pastor, my chart in the back, can they hear me? I think it kind of moved. It moved a little bit here. So if you can somebody needs to come and kind of put it back. It's not up here. You need to, on my little iPad, it kind of moved, but that's okay. I'll just move. We'll just move to my notes. How's that until they get it together? I just got to get used to everybody's technology. Okay, that's okay. And then we'll go through. So what happens, you go through a period of 0 to 8 attachment identity issues. And then I'll just keep going in. From 4 to 7, you go through parental programming. And 5, you go through childhood, adolescent issues. What happens when childhood trauma is left untreated? I want y'all to hear me. What happens while they're fixing this, if they can? It doesn't matter. If they can come and get it, it's okay. What happens when you do not address your childhood trauma? What really happens? What really happens to you when you do not address? Do you know what happened? I want to share something with you. Hate to say this, you all. 9 out of 10 people, even in this room, has never stopped to address their childhood trauma issues. Because we have spiritualized it so much. Because once we feel we got Christ, that's all we need. But everybody needs to know we're both human and divine. Everybody say, I'm human and divine. Can you say, I'm human and divine? And by the way, our divinity is okay. And I know many of y'all in this room are probably Judeo-Christians. Let me see your hands. Some of y'all, you're probably Christians in one way or another. And if you're not, but your human spirit was regenerated by the Holy Spirit, that's your divinity. That's the spiritual side of you. Why don't you say the spiritual side of me? But you know what? The spiritual side of you is not enough. Because you have a human side of you. And many of us never take the time to deal with the humanity of us. That's why the Bible says an unjust balance is an abomination to God. So we're both human. Everybody say, I'm both human and I'm divine. Say it again, I'm both human and I'm divine. Say it again, I'm both human and I'm divine. But here's the problem. There's nothing wrong with our divinity. Say it again. There's nothing wrong with our divinity. The problem is what's happened to our humanity. And you know what happens? What happens when trauma is left when you have not dealt with your trauma, here's how your life would look. And I struggled for years, you all. Even when I was on Cincinnati City Council. Yeah, if you could just put it back on. I hit the wrong button. And if you could go to page 41, that means we're getting close because I'm only at 60. So are we doing okay so far, everybody? I'm up here trying to just deal with their logistics and work through all this. And this guy's good. Go to 40. Go to 40. Go to 40. And I hit the wrong button. Hit 40. He's going to hit 40. What happens to us when we fail to deal with what happens to us? Is that 40? Yeah, let me see here. Make sure I don't get it out of shape. Here's what happens to us. When you fail to deal with the big elephant in the room in your life, you go into what we call a spiritual decline, a health decline, a mental health decline, a financial decline. You go into all of these declines, mental health decline. You go into a financial decline, difficulties in maintaining. Yep, I hit that again, but that's all right. We're going to get used to it here. We'll work with it. So we go into all these declines. Financial decline. You go into a relationship decline. You go into a marriage decline. You go into a business decline and a community decline. And as a result, our lives just spin all throughout our life. As I said before, I want y'all to hear this. Every one of us in here, how many of you all want to have a better spiritual life? Let me see your hands. Whether you believe in God or not, you want to have a better health life. Let me see your hand. How many in here want to have a better mental health life? How many you in here? How many of you want to have a better business? You want to have better relationship, better love making? How many of y'all want to have better sex, love making and all? See, y'all lift your hands. See, black folk have a lot of problems talking about sex, but y'all like it, like you understand what I'm saying. Let me leave that alone. They used to tell me when we was coming up in those foster homes, and they said, Winburn, are you, I'm going to get you ought to not do the nasty. You know, that's against God. Back in those days, I said, well, look, I want some of that nasty stuff. That's how we used to talk in the street. I woke you up now. How many of y'all waking now? I got your attention. So you go through all these different declines, and where we at here, just want to keep, and here's what has happened. I'm going to sum up here in just a moment. Slavery and its legacy have negatively impacted our lives in all of these areas. Slavery. Everybody say slavery. And guess what? It's impacted our lives and limited access to education. Then I say, so what? What are we going to do about it? And I wrote something this morning, and I wrote this: untreated trauma kills your motivation to create wealth. You ever seen people, they just struggle all their lives financially? Because what has happened, they struggle many times, and many times they've never dealt with the real issues in their life. So untreated trauma can kill your motivation to create wealth and abundance. Untreated trauma can also hinder your ability to create wealth. Have you ever seen people, they worked on proposals, they got business plans, but they just can't seem to get it together. They think it's somebody else. They think it's something outside of them. They think it's something external. They think it's their brothers or sisters. And many times the issue is we have never decided to deal with us. Won't you say, deal with us? Yes, also, we have been excluded out of financial institutions, economic wage exploitation. Slavery created systemic discrimination. Psychological created wealth gap problems for us. It also under investment in education, it created legal problems, and all of these different things that occurred in our life. Yes, you all, we can continue to blame slavery. You know what? We can continue to blame white people. And you can continue to blame your husband and your wife. But everybody's got to come, and I'm watching my time. How many more minutes I got? Okay, everybody's got to come to a place that I had to come to. I'm 74. Subtract 24 years. What will that give me? 12 from 74 is what? 50? At 50 years old is when I discovered I was blaming everybody else for my problems. I was blaming everybody else for my issues. I was blaming my father and my mother. Yes, stuff was transferred to us. Yes, we had epigenetic problems. Yes, slavery messed us up. All that stuff interacted with us. All that stuff. I blamed everyone. The foster dad, the foster mothers, and I blamed everyone. I blamed my father and mother and everybody, and they did the best they could in their own way to help me. But it took, at 50 years old, I decided that the stuff that was going on in my life, I had to deal with. And I want to say the number one problem facing America right now is all Americans need to face their unresolved childhood trauma. That is why there's so much violence. Just look at the mass shootings. In a kind of sense, black folk don't do a lot of mass shootings. Is that correct? It's a different type of trauma. Majority of the white folk do mass shootings. But we'll sure enough do some weekend shootings. We'll do some one-on-one shootings. But guess what? Trauma is trauma. It doesn't matter whether you're white or black. Everybody's got to face the issue that I faced when I was 50 years old. And I had to face the issue that was something on the inside of me just did not bring me the emotional happiness. It was something just not right. How many of y'all have ever went through life and you just say, look, I got everything going for me. I got a good job. I'm on city council. Got a good wife. But something is just not right. How many of you ever been there before? And that's why I pray this prayer. Father, help people to find their way. Help us to find our way around the universe and around the earth. Because the Bible says the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. So, guess what I had to do? Let me go to 55 here. We're almost here. Let me see if I can find it. That's what it is. I got these big glasses on up here and can't see anything. Okay, here's one. Here's some stuff that is available. I'm wrapping up now. Trauma-focused cognitive behavior therapy. Everybody in here has got to face what I face. You got to get treated. You got to get treated. And that's why this book here, by the way, this book, you see this book here, is 38 different chapters. I dedicated one chapter to childhood trauma. But I use these principles in here for 12 years, you all. For 12 years. And I laid many times, even, and I get personal here, even after I had got through making love with my wife. And I would turn over after I made love. And I was crying. You say, well, why would you cry? Seemed like you ought to be happy and have joy and peace in your life. But there was something in my life that was still troubling me. Have y'all heard of the Silence of the Lambs? It was like the Silence of the Lambs. I would turn over and something was just off base. Something was just not right. And because everybody aspires to be emotionally happy. I was externally happy. Jobs, money, all of that stuff. But internally, my emotional happiness was just not there. And that's what trauma will do to you. It will deceive you. you end up wanting all this external stuff, but really it's not the external, it's the internal. It's what haunts you at night. It's what haunts you in your spiritual life, your health life, your mental life, your financial life. It haunts you everywhere you go until you face it, like I did, how many years ago? 12 years ago. So guess what? The next type, we're going to hit this quickly, and this is it. And here's a treatment that you can get. Emotion desensitization, EMDR. How many of y'all heard of EMDR? Maybe some of you all went through that. That's available to you. That's 55. And let me see what else we have here. I want to make sure. Number 4, effective. Oh, here's an issue. A lot of African Americans, I want to say this, are on the wrong medication. We all have family members or somebody in our family. How many of y'all have somebody in your family that's on some form of medication? Do you not know many times they got them on the wrong medication and they're taking stuff that is going to have long-term effect, but they never get at the root of the problem of treating the childhood trauma. The next one is it's called effective medication. And then number 5, let's see, 59. I'm just trying to see up here, you all. That's all I'm trying to do is take a look here. Here's one, 59. We need to have involved in whatever we do, community and faith and support groups, mindful and stress reduction techniques. Yes, we need to use herbs and all of that stuff. And here's one, integrative and holistic approach. We got to do everything, you all, to keep your sanity. And how many of you all right now got a good mind? You got to fight to keep your mind. You got to fight to keep your emotions. And so all of this stuff that we have, you all, we've got to address it. And I just want you all to know that I'm living with, look at an African-American boy, and I'm closing now, an African-American boy grew up in this town, least likely to succeed. And I had all of these emotional problems and didn't know what to do. I remember when I was at the University of Cincinnati and I smoked some dope and got all messed up and asked Dr. Evangeline Norton while I was there in my junior year, put me on some medication. And she would never put me on medication because I was so screwed up, you all, and didn't know what was going through my life. But I kept pressing my way. I kept finding my way. Everybody say wayfinders. How many? And I was praying this morning as I closed. I was praying this morning. I said, Lord, I don't know who's going to be here and who's going to show up. But I said, oh God, I want you to be the wayfinder in everybody's life in this auditorium. I want everybody that is in here right now, stand on your feet. I want everybody right here, right now. I want you all to find your way. I want you to lift your hands. Y'all don't be afraid. You do it at a baseball game, at a football game. I want you to find your way. I want you to say, Father, help me to find my way. I want you to find your way in your spiritual life. I want you to find your way around the universe and around the earth. I want you to find your way. I want you to say, Lord, help me to find my way. I want you to say, Lord, help me to look at somebody and say, Lord, help me to find my way. And do you know what? He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Lord, help me to find my way. For in him we live and move and have our being. Father, help me to find my way. Put your hands together. Say amen. May God add a blessing to his word. Come on and say yes. Come on, say yes to his will. Yes to his way. Father, help me to find my way. By the way, we have books on sale. During the break, you can go out and get the book and get free of your untreated childhood trauma. God bless you.
Wow is right. Wow. Jesus. We are divinity and humanity. And somehow we got it all twisted, didn't we? Didn't we? We got it all twisted, and so we all messed up. Mwah. Good to see you, David. We're going to take a 5-minute, and then we're going to get started with me. Oh, yeah. So you need to get yourself, breathe in, take your tinkle, get your water. We will be on military time back in 5 minutes. Please go and follow up on Pastor Winburn's book, 60 Seconds. This is a life changer. It is when you realize that God is not going to undo your story. It is what it is. You have to move on. You have to move on. I had him to come and speak because it's not your fault. And I cannot counsel people who are stuck. Are you all following me? I spent 40 years in this path. 40 years, one of the only black people in the United States, the only woman that handled acquisitions. I bought banks for a living. I know about banking. I bought them. Central Trust here, PNC. I could go on and on. I'm a bad black woman. But I was crazy. I'm being transparent. I was crazy. I didn't understand nothing. I didn't understand nothing. And I did not understand life. And it is because of this that I started going to his Sunday master class. Because I was on the brink of blowing my head off. Nighttime is not good for most people. Am I talking to somebody? It didn't matter that I was a rich woman. You all follow me? I made $500 million over the lifetime. I'm a wealth, but I was crazy. You all understand what I'm saying? If you've ever experienced sexual abuse, you know what I'm saying. And 2 out of 3 black women have been sexually abused. Cray. You don't trust nobody. Am I talking to anybody? This is why I had him to come. Because what I'm going to share with you today is going to require you to press in to those deep places that you don't want to look. And males are right there too. A lot of black boys have been messed up by Uncle, Amy, R. Kelly. Come on, y'all. P. Diddy. You look at the histories. Your mama getting you? Come on. So, we're going to reconvene quickly. I just wanted you all, did you get something from this? I go to class every Sunday. It's on YouTube. He does Zoom. But it changed my life, and it made me forgive myself. Because most of us have not forgiven ourselves. Am I right? You said I went from a bad childhood to a bad marriage to a bad kids. When does it end? Well, Jesus will work it out. Well, guess what? Jesus is waiting for you to work it out. That's what he's waiting on. When are we going to come clean and realize that until we get through this, I cannot talk to you openly about what's coming down the pike. Because what's coming down the pike is going to press every nerve in your body. When you look at relatives that have no place to live now, are you going to take them in? When your mama's being escorted out of the nursing home or your auntie, are you going to take them in? Are you scared for them to see what goes on behind closed doors in your house in the midnight hour, as Wilson Pickett would say? Am I talking to anybody? I know I'm not talking to myself. I'm open. I got through this. I still got stuff. But I no longer believe in the God of money. No. I may be the money lady, But I no longer believe that money is going to solve your situation. You follow me? Young people better listen, because you're going to really see how crazy it's going to get. Because they've not been taught. And they actually believe they have a chance. Don't they? Yeah. I'm going to be rich. I said, not hardly, not in this country. You better migrate someplace where they want you. Okay? You better do something that is so remarkable that you won't know how to get through it. Okay? So we want to thank Pastor Winburn. Wasn't he good? Didn't he help you? Get the book. Do better. Overcome. Overcome. We're going to move on. There I am, through the store. Let me get, Raina, can you get me one of the books that's out there? Now, FYI, everything I'm going to talk about is in your ebook. I presented it digitally so that you would have a permanent record to help you. Okay? I took my time writing this. It's been arduous. It's been hard. I didn't even know why, but the Holy Spirit said, you have to tell your people. I've been talking to you all for over 30 years. I got old talking to y'all. Thank you, baby. I did. I got old talking to you all. But as I said earlier, I am an economist by training. I'm a banker. I purchase banks for a living all over the world. So I know banking, and I know investments, I know insurance. I know Medicare, I know Medicaid. In fact, we're going into Medicare season right now, and I'm doing enrollments right now. If you're 65, get to it. You better get to it, because I don't know how long it's going to be here. You think I'm kidding, don't you? You better get what you can get now. The number of African Americans that are non-compliant, meaning they won't even sign up for Medicare. How are you going to pay for your health care? And you won't even sign up. Well, I'm going to tell you. You see what's happening with Medicaid, and you do know Medicaid is for low-income people, right? That's a whole lot of us. It pays for your health care, pays for your doctors, pays for most African Americans in nursing homes. They're on Medicaid. What happens if the federal government does not fund Medicaid? Come on now. You better think this through. You better think it through. What happens if the funds have been canceled? Who's going to take care of you? Your families are at each other. I read that we don't even do family reunions anymore. Did you know that? Family reunions have dropped 47%. Why don't we want to connect with our family? Huh? What's so creepy about our families? I can't be bothered. Who you think gonna feed you? No. Young people, when you are homeless, and you're gonna be, because you can't pay that rent on the wages they're paying you. That's just the clock ticking. I'm just stating the problem, because I don't think most people have looked at this in terms of how it affects them. Okay? So they say, oh, you know, Michelle Gray, she's been talking about that for years. Because I'm a professional. I'm looking at the information. I know this ship is getting ready to dock, and they're getting ready to throw people off the ship. And we still running around about shoes and Louis Vuitton and my car and my glasses. I'm like, you ain't gonna have an eyeball. Come on. This is about family. I'm talking to my people here. And I'm not playing with you. And that's why I wrote this book. Because in this book is everything you need to know. Okay? Can I be open with you? Thank you. So, here we go. Again, questions at the end. Thank you, Tina, for pressing to come. You look lovely. Let me go on here. Let me see if this will play. Well, this was a video. The Simpsons have been incredibly accurate in predicting stuff.
Yes.
And this was when he went to the bank to try to renegotiate his mortgage. Anybody ever been there where they get ready to take your stuff and you come to the bank thinking you're going to get compassion? I hope you ain't dancing with the devil like that. All right? For real. That's not the way it works. But let us begin. Let's see if I can. Okay. I want you to look at this. World population, 8.2 billion. U.S. population, 347 million. Do you all see how small we are in the total scheme of things? You all need to see this. I'm trying to. Mr. Lane, I put this on as a video. But I wanted you to see because this particular screenshot zooms into Cincinnati, Ohio, which is where we are today. I want you to see the U.S. population versus the world. Do you all see how small we are? Do you see this? Do you see how this country has been able to bully everybody else? Do you see this? Do you? Because this is what has happened when the world blew up after World War II and we as a nation established military dominance, economic dominance. They had to buy their goods from us and pay in our currency. They weren't allowed to prosper because we had over 800 military bases all over the world. Do you all hear me? How would you feel if you had somebody perched in your stuff?
Come on.
I'm just asking. Because if you don't see the numbers, you won't understand what is going on today. They set this up to dominate white privilege globally. Okay? Here it was, here. This thing here. No, did it get bigger? It didn't get bigger. It gets bigger, then it zooms in.
No, this is just a slideshow. There's no movies.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Because it shows the earth getting bigger and bigger. And there we go. The purpose of this is awareness. I just want you to be aware. Okay? We are officially on a wild ride. Does it feel like that? I mean, do you feel, is it just me, Greg? I'm like, what? I don't even watch television anymore. I don't even watch my computer television anymore. It's like, can it get any worse? I wake up and we're blowing up Iran. Did you just see the number I gave you? Iran's got a population that's 4 times our size. Yeah. And we over there doing what we doing. Yeah. Welcome to the wild ride. I had the blessing of, I love horses. I love rodeos. I love Texas. Why? Because when you see that animal and that man trying to perch on him, you better see more into that picture than it shows. Because you know what? That animal is going to get that man off his back. Are y'all following me? Guess what the world has decided? I'm going to get you off my back. It's real. So, why is this ride so brutal? And why has it impacted us so specifically? We can talk about, and I'm going to talk about. Hold on. There we go. Tariffs, deregulation, and populist capitalism. Don't get stuck. These are terms to describe what's going on. And you have to know, because otherwise you're going to believe the media. The first time I said on television, if we do tariffs, we're done. How are you going to extract more money from the American people? They're not taxing China. They're taxing you. Who do you think pays the tax? They send their merchandise over here, and for them to sell it, it has to have a tariff on it. Who pays the tariff? We do. How you like that? And they say, oh, we're tariffing everybody. We're taxing them. Wait, they taxing us. When you go to buy those shoes, and they come from China, and they're Steve Maddens, and it took $1 for them to make them, I know because I was over there. I'm telling women, stop the madness. Stop the madness. And they come over here, and it's a markup to $100. And that $100 has a 50% tax, which means the shoe costs $150. So you pay the $50. You say, where? On the shoes you wearing. Are y'all following me? That's a tariff. Is tariffs good for this country? No. If we don't have money now, you will have less money with a tariff. So what I tell women, well, girl, Temu, forget Temu. Forget Shein. Those entities are underwritten by the Chinese government. And they are willing to bend you over a whole lot because they know Americans will pay. Aren't you tired of bending over? I mean, for real. Aren't you tired of the bend over? Well, the bend over is going to go on cars, avocados. I love big fat Mexican avocados. They're expensive now. We pay the tax. Now, the question I had when I was interviewed on television, and I do have my own television show, and you can look it up on internet, the Power of Money. I'm on nationally every week in 91 cities, including New York. So I am struggling over here. Y'all follow me? I'm not in Cincinnati because they did not want to deal with me. And that was okay, because I said, you all are so backwoods. Anybody can pull the information up on internet and watch the show every week, like everybody else does. Things have changed. That's why I showed you that map about the earth. So you're paying taxes every year, are you not? You file your taxes, federal, state, local, and now you pay a tariff. Do you think that the rich are paying a tariff? So the question I tell people is, why are you buying this stuff?
Come on.
Can I be blunt? The shoes on my feet cost $4.99 at the thrift store. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't like my shoes, it don't matter, because I like them. Okay? I could go deeper. I could go so much deeper about what I have on, my couture. I don't pay nothing for nothing because I'm not underwriting a system that does not take care of me and my family. What is wrong? Why? Well, I need a new dress. How many dresses do you need? Call me. I got 3 closets full of dresses from my business. Wrote them all off on my taxes. Next. You want them? Let me know. I'm trying to get rid of all of them. I'm serious. So you're dealing with your tariffs. Deregulation. And deregulation is when all the rules get thrown out. All the rules. Do your own thing. Not for you and me, but for those who have the wealth. So who wins with deregulation? Well, you should know who wins, the billionaires. The billionaire. And don't be talking to me about I want to be rich. He got rich on that song because you got him rich. Okay? Deregulation hurts workers with no safety nets. Are you all a little nervous about your jobs yet? Well, I tell you what, we're getting ready to go into a recession if we're not already. And you need to be concerned because your pension funds, if you're retired, are tied into the stock market, which is a function of worker performance and productivity. And if that is not happening, they're going to reduce your pension. What? Come on. Follow the story. With fewer limits, and we're seeing it now, they're doing whatever they want to do. Is that cool? No. Are we doing anything about it? No. And this is what I don't understand. So the following thing, populist capitalism, that's a new term. Most people don't know what capitalism is. There are three systems in this world: capitalism, socialism, and communism. They all have to deal with the distribution of economic resources. In capitalism, it's all about profit. The nursing homes are going to have to close because they can't make any money. You don't deserve to be open under capitalism if you don't make any money. Are y'all clear? I don't know why people continue to think somebody's going to take care of them. I promise you that is not going to happen. Capitalism says, I'm going to take a piece of what you should have gotten and I'm going to call it profit and I'm going to keep it. Did you all know that? I mean, for real. What you are paid is not what you're paid. What you're paid is what you get. It's not what they make. So we talk about this because I'm preparing you. Most people don't know anything. How many of you all knew that you paid tariffs? That it was you? Okay. How many of you all knew about deregulation? Good, because it's going to get hot. You think it's hot now? Oh, the whole country is cooking right now. Populist capitalism. And this is the hardest thing that I had to write about. Because in it says that you are actually the people. And this whole system is designed for the people. Yeah. And they put on television all this marketing stuff. You know it's marketing, right? Because it ain't the truth. But you sit there and you look at, the travel agencies and all the things you could buy and TikTok and all that stuff. Because you are one of the people. And that this country was designed to make sure you did better. Who believes that nonsense? I mean, for real. I don't want to hear nobody ever come to me about Temu again. Do not talk to the money lady about Temu and about this is for us. I need you to stop that because it's telling about you. All right? So what really happens? With populist capitalism, we the people, jobs often don't come back. Did you all know that? Tax cuts mostly help the rich. Do you know that? Did you know that we are witnessing the largest mass transfer of wealth in this country right now? where they're stripping away all of the assistance for the poor and the low income. And they're moving it to the rich who don't care, don't need it. Why are they doing it? Because they don't care. Okay? So why are you caring? Why are you feeding this monster? The fight is often cultural, not economic. We fight about everything. Girl, did you see that car he's sporting? He's an idiot. Does he have stock in the bank that wrote the loan that let him buy the car? No. But he got a car. Okay, that is depreciating as we go. You all do know that, right? The cars appreciate as soon as you walk in. That's all on Wikipedia, everything. That's common stuff. But have you looked at alternatives so as not to be in the trap? Has anybody thought about an alternative other than buying a car? My car is 7 years old. It's a Toyota RAV4. Joseph said, we'll give you cash. It's in immaculate condition. If you got a car, you keep it up. Stop having junk in your car. And wrappers and candy and stuff. This ain't, what is this? This is not a homeless shelter. It's your house, your car. But those are the decisions that are being made because people don't understand. Is that a fair statement? So, who's winning? Who's they? No, who's they? This is important. Who's winning? The billionaires and the CEOs. It's in your book. Companies who played the game well know how to pay off people. You do know that payoff works, right? In most of the world, they pay off governing people. In Africa, it's standard. You say, but that's illegal. What are you talking about? Wait, well, that's criminal. What are you talking about? People pay off people all the time to get what they want. All right? And I don't want to be in your business because I know you paying off people to make them shut up and leave you alone. Probably your kids. Can I pay you not to come home? How much of your rent do I have to pay to keep you up out of here? And then you want to say, well, that's illegal. I'm like, you better pay that money. Don't have them coming back home because you're going to be in a basket. Who are the politicians? Who's another winner? Politicians, many-membered ticks. Politicians often sell the story, but they don't tell you about the system. They don't tell you that if you don't learn to not spend your money, that you are going down. You want a mini. Get over your obsession with trinkets and junk. Can I be honest? Unless you buy gold, real gold, not fake, and unless you are participating in the currency market, concentrate on the things that will make you a better person. First thing is, as Charlie said, you got to deal with your own stuff. You know, you're going to have to pay for therapy. And they deserve it because that's a lot for you to unpack to another human being. I mean, it is. Why do we do this? So who are the losers? Working moms. Am I talking to somebody with kids? I don't know how you feed them. I had my grandsons last weekend. They are all 11, 5, and 4. I said, I'm getting ready to go broke. They eat non-stop. It didn't matter how much I pushed in them. They eat me. I'm like, find another name. Please. I don't know how you do it and pay for child care. These are the losers. Your tax credits, gone. Folks with student loans and rising rent. Is that anybody? They suckered you on the rent, and they suckered you on the student loans. Why can I say that? And it's being recorded because the people that started Sally Mae were bankers I knew, and they wanted me to come on the board. They said, we're going to make a killing. I told them, I believe in heaven, and I do believe in hell. And I'm not doing that because I'm going to hell if I do that. They knew what they were doing when they did it. And they strangled our young people. They cannot live with the debt and trying to pay rent. Have you all looked at rent lately? Cincinnati is number 2 in the country in rent increases. Did you all know that? That's public information. Do your research. You can't pay $1,500 a month for a 1-bedroom and be $1,000. You can't make it. And then all the other things. It doesn't matter. You can't make it. Are you all understand? This is simple math. And we taught them get an education, didn't we? We didn't tell them to become an auto mechanic or an electrician or a plumber. Oh, we don't have a plumbing problem. Because they're going to put a lien on your house. Oh my gosh. This is what is happening. Seniors trying to stretch a fixed income. If the average widow gets less than $1,000 a month because her husband didn't have a decent job, I mean, for real, how you think she making it? In these dilapidated houses that you want for the family. I'm like, what? It hasn't had a kitchen in 60 years. Oh, but that's a family heir. No, it isn't, because you didn't take care of it. Am I being frank? I'm looking at this every day in my private practice. Oh, I want you to see our house, the family house. The house is so scary. I'm like, I don't have insurance if the house falls on me. I'm not going to do this. Seniors, it's a press, isn't it? It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse because they cut the food. And since nobody wants to grow anything, although I have a garden, and I'm going to eat my food, okay? Now you can run around the corner and talk about this and that and the other. Grow your own food. Your grandparents did, didn't they? Everybody had a garden. What's wrong with a garden? Well, that's too much work. Well, you get ready to experience work. He talking about sending people to harvest lettuce and stuff. I'm like, what? I'm not harvesting lettuce. Okay? Young people who cannot afford to start life. That is a sorrow. Okay? Young people, what do they get for what they've done? What's the payback? And they still believe, and I don't say much, they still believe, I'm going to get rich in this country. And I'm like, are we talking about the same country? Yeah. So this is where we are. And I'm going to go to the next slide because, as I said, there are winners and there are losers. I've already told you who are the winners. Your name's not on that. Okay? Now, I'm not here to be the bearer of devastating. I'm here to open up your understanding. Are you all getting it? Are you getting it? Because you're not going to get it from television. You're not going to get it on the evening news. When you get a pink slip and they don't tell you when you're coming back, you're going to know. I was at 2 events last year on behalf of 2 mega corporations, and they informed their employees at Levi Strauss in Hebron, I was there, that don't come back after January. It was around November. The CEO flew in to tell them that. Did you hear me? I went to another place, freezing, Germany. And he said, well, I'm going to give you the chance to use your vacation. And when you've used it all up, bye. Did you hear me? One woman was crying. She said, I don't have no money saved up. I said, you better look at who's hiring. Because $8 an hour is better than nothing. She was like, you got to be kidding me. I said, he flew in to tell you all. And thank me for my courage to be there. Because those people were ready to tear up everything. I told him, I'm not here because of my courage. I'm here because I'm getting paid. Period. My company is paying me. I say this because that was last year. You all thought everything was going good. But they were already making decisions that folks had to leave. Are you following what I'm saying? It's about waking up, okay? So, the problem with the Trump economy for the working class American. How many of you all are working class? I mean, don't be ashamed. You got to work for a living. You don't have wealth. Are you working class Americans? Then you know that this country is great because of your work, right? Your grandparents' work, your great-grandparents. Jobs and wages lag behind. Wages haven't increased in 50 years. Did you all know that? When we adjust for inflation. You haven't had a salary increase. And you know what happened? Because they didn't increase your wages 50 years ago, today, you know what they did do to set you up beautifully? They gave you credit cards. Oh, you got credit card. Prior to that, only the rich got credit cards. American Express. Girl, I got an American Express. Do you see the interest rate on that card? I'm talking about right now. Run home and look at the disclosure for what you're paying for that card. Would you do that for yourself? And don't pass out. Read the documentation. Are you all okay? Does anybody know the interest rate you're paying right now? Anybody? No, come on. What's the interest rate you're paying on this junk? What? 34.99. 34.99. No, it's not the mafia. It's the bank. So, here we are. Healthcare is uncertain. You all do know that, right? Now, I tell people, a great time to go back to basics. You remember when your grandmama gave you castor oil and Father John? I had to eat. I had to do it. Hated it. What did you say? Oh, it didn't matter. Big Sam. Yeah. I need you all to go back to basics. That kept them alive to over 100. Because folks here are leaving under 70. Are they or not? Okay. Why? And they ate pigs too. I know because my great-grandmother had a big fat pig in the back that ate everything. And we ate it. Yeah, we did. I told you I'm from Kentucky. So, here we are. Cost of living. What would happen if your rent, no. What would happen if your mortgage for your real estate taxes doubled? How would you feel? No, this is right now. Cincinnati is gentrifying. Your house is going to be unaffordable. Do you have a backup plan? Madisonville, which is my neighborhood, when I came back home from New York, and I was a city commissioner with not the big people, I was with the health, human relations, 2 terms. And I was able to get into the files because I was a commissioner. And I discovered that all of Madisonville's homes have been financed by finance companies. A 29% mortgage. Did y'all hear that? Who do you think is going to have a paid off home at 29%? Nobody. You want to know why Madisonville looks like that? I went public, and I mean, the pushback was horrible. I went into the Hall of Fame because of it. But nobody talked about me being blacklisted in this city because my people were too scared to do anything. Too scared. I'm like, 29, why would you? You should have heard what the banker said to me about my people. Why you care, Michelle? Why do you even care? They don't have nothing. I said, and thanks to you, they're not going to have nothing for real. I didn't know coming to Madisonville now, I don't even recognize my neighborhood. Whoa, the churches are still there, but everything else is flat top. And nobody's there. Doesn't that bother you? Wouldn't you like to know why? How were they able to do it? What can you do to change it? I'm not here today to make you depressed. I'm here today to open you up so that you will have an understanding and so that you can begin to take the steps to change your life and the outcome for your family and your children. Is that okay? Do I have to take a butt whooping? Because our people are fearful? It ain't stopped nothing. You being scared ain't stopped nothing. Period. There's something not right. Okay? So I'm going to go. Yeah. And please do not talk to me anymore about I'm going to be a businessman or a businesswoman. I've been a businesswoman for 40 years. Probably longer. I'm old. Being in business is going to take everything you ever thought. Everything. If you cannot babysit and make money, do not, or bake cakes. Because that's how my aunties did it in Kentucky. They fried fish and baked cakes. If you don't spend the money, you can do fine. If you do this, use your money to come out of debt, which is going to be my next subject. This is your strategy for today. This is your takeaway for today. Hear me? How do I get out of this mess? Is it just me or is everybody in a mess right now? Because the Federal Reserve of Boston says the working people are in deep trouble. That's what that report says. They said they're in a mess. They know exactly how much credit debt you have. They know how much installment debt you have. They know how many of you have mortgages. They keep all that data. Did you know that? They know everything about you. So my question to you all today is, how do I get out of this mess? Now, you got a whole book devoted to what you can do. But my goal today, in the short time we have, is to challenge you today to get out of debt, period. How many of you have debt? How many of you have debt and a house? How many of you have debt, not to be in your business, although as bankers we know all this. How many of you have debt over $10,000? Keep it real. How many of you are getting ready to get some more jobs? Thank you. I need you to increase your income. I need you to focus on debt elimination. That means translation. You are not buying another anything. You're done. Anybody in agreement with me? I'm done. I'm saying, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not going to give you no fancy solutions if I can't control your spending. I'm going to say to you to make a declarative statement and say, I'm done. And then ask God, that spiritual side of you, remember the side of you that's eternal? Ask him to open up the doors for you. Stop trying to figure it out. Let me tell you what he did for me. Last year, I found myself in so much debt because of the money lady. And the money lady has stuff to do. And I looked around, I'm like, oh, Jesus, I done went into my escrow. I don't have money. I told him, if you be my marketing director, I promise you I'm paying off all my bills. In 4 months, I had so much business. I couldn't turn it off. I went into 25 owing no one. Look at, now you want to talk about God. God says, stop whining and get moving. Stop complaining and get it done. I have no debt. Car, credit, everything is zero. I said to him, nobody would have believed I got the calls I got for business. I wrote so much business, it scared me. But the purpose was out of debt, not buying nothing, out of debt. And that's what I did. And that's what you're going to do. Because I'm going to multiply into your life that same declaration. I am coming out of debt now. Say it. I don't owe anybody an apology for how I spend my money. Spend your money for you, not for the bank. Please. This is a family effort. Why? Because you don't let your children be lazy. We had to cut grass. We picked up pop bottles, got pennies. We did that. When I went to college, I had raised the money to go to a private school. I'm saying this because it's real. All right? I'm saying this because it's real. It's not a play. You got to do it. I've got 2 more slides. What is the time? 11:45? Good, we're right on time. Debt, credit, and the system. Like I said, rich people had banks. Poor people had finance companies. Black people had finance companies. You all understand what I'm saying? Today, we have credit cards. And credit cards are used to finance our lifestyle, aren't they? I gotta have this. I gotta take this trip. No, you don't. You got to understand that anytime you are financing for something you can't afford, because that's why you're financing it. Am I right? I gotta do this trip. No, you don't. When you have accumulated resources, you can do what you want. But you are not going to get through this economic system as a debtor without suffering. And what's the suffering? Oh, you don't know about collection agencies? You don't know about what happens when they file proceedings against you? Y'all don't know that? You need to go down to court. Because it's sad. Who's down at court? Well, I'll file bankruptcy. Well, you bankrupt anyway. You playing. Stop playing. Okay? Am I real with somebody? And I know you all say, well, she can run around with those thrift store shoes on. I sure can. And I am. Because it feels good. It feels good. I don't judge nobody, but I know most people don't have any money. And they're playing if they say they do. And when I talk about any money, do you have real estate? Do you have investment income coming in consistently, regularly? Can you do what you want to do for your families, including paying college tuitions or trade school? Do you have the money to do that at your age? Then what have we been doing all these years? Come on, what have you been doing? Playing. Playtime's over. Because the interest rates that they're whacking on your credit card statements next month gonna blow you away. They made an adjustment while you were asleep. So your minimum payment is not gonna be $25, it's gonna be $185. The squeeze is coming. Are you following me? The squeeze is coming. And I tell all of you that do hair, come down on your prices. Who do you think can pay that kind of money to get their hair done? I was a keynoter at Bronner Brothers. You all know Bronner Brothers. And I taught their chemistry class, and I also told them, y'all got to make hair affordable. Why? We take credit cards. You gonna force us to go back to grandma and have her to press and curl our hair. Because your hair ain't that great. Okay, we can do better. So when I say this is where we are right now. And so that's where I'm coming from right now. Now this is not something you may want to hear. For many of you, you're like, oh man, she's trying to do debt. I'm trying to get you out of prison. I'm not in prison. I know what it feels like when you have a mortgage on a house you can't afford. Hello, to this, for people to visit your house and eat your food. Hello, for you to be running to every event and buying a dress like people remember what you wear. Hello. Can I go on? Yeah. Buying food you can't afford. Not buying things on marked down on sale because I'm beyond that. No, you're not. You're trying to get out of debt. And if you're not successful, you will find yourselves in a very difficult place. You are. I'm trying to give you hope. This is the issue. Under our debt system in America, the rich will get richer. Because at 34.99, where do you think that money's going? Okay, so you paying them. But here you are. The poor are going to get poorer. Now, what are you going to do? Okay? And I come to my last slide, which is by no means the least. Because without faith, you're going to feel like you're going to drown. It's hard. It wasn't hard getting in debt. It wasn't hard doing this stuff. It felt good, didn't it? I mean, I told my friends, I said, I went to China. I went there to live. I didn't go there to travel. Okay? I wrote it off on my taxes. What are you going to write your trip off on? Well, I deserve. What do you deserve? We hear this all the time. I deserve. What do we deserve? Would somebody tell me that? What do you deserve in America that brought people over and dogged them and killed all the indigenous people? What do we deserve? If you want freedom, you better fight for it. Because ain't nobody going to give you nothing without a struggle and a press. And you can't fight when you're dealing with stuff inside your head. You got to be clear and focused as to what is going to happen. And you cannot wage a war and you're drowning in debt. Okay? I can't tell you to save. There's a section in here on saving. But my goal for this group is, given what the African American community is facing, I need young people, I need you to stop spending your money at Temu and everything else. I need you to pay off your student loans. I'm sorry you got ripped off. Welcome to the club. But we have to do different and we have to do better. So it starts with debt. The Bible said don't be in debt. Didn't he say that? Why would he say that? Is he just having a great time today? He said it because when you're in debt, you don't have no freedom. Because they will treat you like an animal. If you think I'm kidding, go downtown to court. They will sue you, and now they got multiple state reciprocity. You can run to California. They will find you off your Social Security number. Because you got to get a driver's license when you get out there. And as soon as you get a driver's license and put in your Social Security information, bingo, bingo, you're going to get served. You cannot run from this. It's a system. And it's a system that they have controlled and defined. If you're going to be self-employed to stay out of debt and to be able to create savings for yourself. There are tax benefits. I can't go into this right now, but for those of you that don't want to be self-employed, reinstitute baking cakes, fixing dinners for single men, because there are a ton of single men. They'll pay you $12 to $15. Well, how can they afford it? None of your business. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You ain't a man. Feed him, collect your money, and move on. If the Mexicans can feed them, I know you can do better. Okay? Take advantage of the skill sets you have. You say, I don't want to do daycare. I don't do daycare. But you can certainly think about elder care, because they're not going to have nursing homes. So you can consider offering that service if you have the patience, because, you know, caregiving is hard. I don't know about you, but it's bent me over. It's not pretty. So don't be volunteering to take care of old people if that's not really your passion. Find ways to make income. Didn't I say that? So your challenge is, in going through the book, identify ways you can make income and then do it. Do it. You can sell your cakes at most restaurants. They will enter into agreements where if you provide the cake, they'll give you the money. You're not trying to be rich, you're trying to be free. And you cannot be free if you spent your whole life living like you're rich. I remember when we used to buy Polly Flanders. Y'all remember Polly Flanders? My Amy was a Federated Women's lady. And she was insistent that I wear hats, which I still wear. But the difference is I'm not paying $150 for no hat. I'm not going to pay $25 for no hat. But I am going to keep my eye on donations from the rich to the thrift store. And if I can buy a hat for $2.99, bingo. I'll have it cleaned and I'll wear it. Who's going to know? And furthermore, who cares? It's your head and it's your head. Am I making any sense? Because I think a lot of us have been asleep. And this is your wake-up call. Now, back to faith. One of the things that really, really, really riles me is people that say, I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting to hear from God. That I call foolishness. You really think you're going to hear from God if you're going downhill in a situation you created? When he said, no, don't do it. I'm going to suggest to you, as I said earlier, you get on your face and repent. Get on your face and say, I'm a fool. And he will say, yes, you are. But I will help you. If you're faithful to walk it out. If you don't give up when it gets hard. If you don't fold the towel down, fold up the towel and say, I can't do this. You're going to have to do it because there aren't going to be any other choices. You're being put in a place where if you operate in faith and not presumption, don't presume God is obligated to do anything for us. He gave us his son. Hallelujah. He gave us his son. That we would be with them forever. Isn't that enough? He gave you his word as a guidepost. You don't come to church just to, you read his word and you connect with him so he can get you out of this hole. And you in a hole. You know you in a hole. You can't figure, I done tried everything. I said, you tried everything but him. You tried everything but him. And then you want to know why it don't look right. Well, I'm telling you now, God expects us to walk this out. He expects us to stay like I told him. I can't believe I've done this to myself. I am an idiot. People say, don't call yourself an idiot. I said, I am an idiot. Yes, indeed. And he got to do it. And if he don't do it, I just perish. And that's what I told him. You got to do it, because if you don't do it, I'm just going to go out the back door. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Repent for your foolishness and your presumption. Let me give you a case study, and then I'm going to wrap up. I had a woman call me. I have people call me all day, all night long. For real. And if they don't call me, they text me. If they don't text me, they email me. If they don't email me, they get their mamas to call me because they know my mama knew their mama. Miss Graves, the Lord told me to call you. Red flag. Your Lord, you, or him. I said, what did he tell you? Well, he told me that you can handle all my husband died. He didn't leave me no life insurance. He didn't leave me no money. And I need you to talk to the company and blah, blah. I told her, I said, did he tell you anything else? Did he tell you that I charge? Well, no, he said you just love people. I said to her, that's called foolishness. I did help her, just so you know. She called me more than my paid clients. She called me 2 and 3 times a day. She's not the only one. I told her, this is why nobody wants to work with people. I didn't say broke people, I just said people. Okay, I didn't want to be offensive. But my point in saying this is, if you got yourself in this hole, you married to a man that don't believe in life insurance, excuse me, then take it out on yourself and make him pay for it. But you have nothing. And I told her in the end, this is where we are. And she said, the Lord is so good. And I'm like, you, Charlie, is this childhood trauma talking to me? You know, the Lord is so good. I told her all the time. And he's even better for people that walk in wisdom. You're going to really see some good stuff. My point is that this is a problem in our community. I would that people would stop attributing their bad behavior to the Lord. Can I just say that? Please stop. Don't do that. God is not the author of anything other than joy, peace, and love. That is his character. He is more than willing to ride with you if you will act right. Just act right. Stop lying. Okay? Because there's nothing to prove. You're trying to get out of this situation. Are you all hearing me? Repeat after me. I will walk by faith. Not by fear. I will manage what I have with wisdom. And I will see God increase what I surrender to him. That's powerful. It really is. I hope as we conclude today's presentation, and I will take questions and answers now at this point. Like I said, I could be talking about this all day. It's a fat book. I want you to read all of it. There's no way I could cover all of this and keep you awake. Some of y'all struggling now. You know, I ain't lying. I know. Get some sleep. Get 8 hours of sleep, particularly if you're older. Get 10 hours. Okay, else your brain gonna fry on you. Okay, it's real. Get your sleep. But are there any questions in the remaining time that we have that you'd like to ask myself or Pastor Winburn about what we've talked about? There's a microphone right there. Okay, yeah. Because we want everybody to hear the question. You can do that too. And if they're in agreement, don't throw rocks at me. I was in Detroit. I know what that feels like. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Pastor Winburn. Thank you, and forgive my tears, but I've been so blessed. And as a small child, I was the youngest. And you know how older people, oh, that's the Hawk. That was my dad's biker name. Oh, that's the Hawk baby. I would get the change and I'd put it up. You could go to the store with a nickel and buy all kinds of stuff. But I'd ask my mom. And she'd get upset at me. Then I start paying my sister to walk up to the store that was on the corner of West Liberty and Western Avenue. We called it Joe's store. Didn't know the name of it. But like it says up there, I've always been like I only spend for what I need. I have a credit card, but I don't use it except for emergencies.
Smart one.
And I work with people, the one bedroom. I have a house.
Yes.
My mortgage is lower than their one bedroom with 15, like you said. And it's like, and man, don't get to talking about secondhand. St. Vincent, Wheel of Goods, as me and my daughter call it. When I walk into a store, I go to the markdown section.
Smart
Out in
one.
Madisonville and then over, we
I
got
remember.
gentrified from the best end. And my father's boss had a house out there on Carruthers.
I know what it is.
And my mom, Barney, in the meat department, after expiration dates, they won't sell. Mama coming from Georgia,
Oh, we
he
took
would
it.
wrap that meat up for my mama. She knew what to do, put it in that vinegar water and that salt.
And eat
we
some
ate.
food. Thank
And
you.
we ate. So I know about hard times. I'm not wealthy, but I'm grateful
Be grateful.
that I've been doing that. Living, I don't live beyond my means. My daughter works for Delta. I could fly for free
Anywhere.
anywhere.
Hmm.
But it's like, I ain't gotta go. Who gonna take care? I have family. 4-footed and feathered family members in my home. Who gonna take care of them? I take care of hers when she goes out of town. So, you know, I'm glad I can go, but if I can't do it now, I say it's not meant for me now. It's not meant for me now. That doesn't mean I won't go. As a
Well, thank
small
you.
child, before I could read, my dad couldn't read, but he would bring home, he in construction, he would bring home National Geographic.
Mhm.
I always said, oh, I want to travel the world. Haven't got there yet. It's not meant for me
It's okay.
yet.
In the kingdom
I
of
might
God,
not
you will.
ever go. But
Right.
when I look at a calendar, I just thank the Most High
Yes.
for it. And when I'm driving and see people throwing garbage,
Mm,
I say, this is the only home that we have.
I know.
Why do they have to do this? And it hurts me. You know, and I know it's him because I love this planet. I ain't trying to go to Mars or the moon. He didn't put me there. He put me here. And I'm thankful when people say, how you doing? I say, I'm grateful. I'm
We
grateful.
need to be more
That's
grateful.
my word. But I'm grateful. I made it here.
I'm so
And
grateful
I
you
thank
came.
you. I thank you. I thank you. Love, you know how long I've been knowing you. But I thank you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
Bless all.
Thank you for your remarks. I know they were heartfelt. And gratefulness is an attribute of the Spirit. It's not an attribute of the human, because humans are some of the most ungrateful. Humans, that human side, remember we're two. The human side that's why he had to come, because we was a problem. Thank you. Your remark or question?
Yes, I don't have a question. I just wanted to tell you that my husband and I are veterans.
Oh, good for you. Okay. Thank you for your service.
So I served 10 years in the Army,
Okay.
and my husband is a retiree. He's a retired veteran
What branch?
in Army.
Okay,
And
both of you are.
after military, I went to work for the VA.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm recently retired, and I saved my entire life
Great.
to live today. And I think that that's the most important thing. Like you said, don't give it all back to them.
No.
Don't give it all back. They find ways to try and
Get it
suck
back.
it out of you
Mm-hmm.
after you've worked your whole life to get it. I took my car to have it serviced, and they begged me to buy another one. I said, I don't want a car. I got a car. My car runs fine. I'll take care of the one I have. Thank you very much. Just
Right.
fix it.
You understand the
I want
system.
to tell you thank you so much
You're
for your
welcome.
words. I could listen to you all day. All
Well,
night.
I appreciate it.
And
I
will
really
listen
do.
to your podcast.
Thank you so much. Let me say a couple of things. First thing, I am on the board of directors for the Broad Hill Foundation in Detroit, Michigan. We're in the process of raising $1.5 billion for the military. Yeah, I'm the only person from down there. Everybody's in Detroit, but I'm from here, and I do fundraising for the military. And same thing with Montford Point Marines. I don't. Do you know the history of the Montford Point Marines? The Montford Point Marines were the first black battalion in World War II, and I sat on their board. I'm on 2 boards up there. Cincinnati got to get it together, but I don't have time. I don't have that kind of time. Well, good for you. Get your money. Don't play. It's not that time. Please don't. Get your money. I just liquidated out one woman's thrift saving. She was Department of Defense. And we've been fighting about this over a year. And I said, you know what, Barb? I'm not fighting with you about what I know. And you either going to do this, or when you lose all your money, go work it out. I'm a professional. I'm not a hustler. I'm trying to save you. And we made that move. We made that move. We did. Yes, ma'am.
First of all, I love you.
I love you.
You know that.
And I do.
Michelle's mom and my mom were best friends. Like every day,
Yes.
they were on the phone.
Yes. Yes.
I got it.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you coming in this forum to let everybody else know what you have taught me.
You were there. You saw some stuff.
Show did.
I know you did.
I was also in service.
Yeah.
So thank you for your service. I had a good time, learned a lot. I have paid off all my debt.
Well, that was the plan. That was the plan.
Now I'm going to help Matthew, my son, pay off his.
Fine. And that's what you should do. Because he's a part of you.
Yes.
And that's what we as a people have to learn. Your child may be a total nut, but that's yours.
It is mine.
It's yours.
Yeah.
Take ownership.
Got it.
I'm like, what in the world? That's your child.
It is.
You you deal with it. You help them. If they're criminals, you help
Still
them.
got to help them.
You still got to help them because that's what love is.
And that's what God said.
That's what he said. Amen, amen. Thank you, Cookie. I appreciate you so very, very much. She was there for real. Cookie was in my office and all crap was flying all over the place. She was like, this is the money lady? Man, I told her, girl, I don't play. I do not play. You walk in here, it's business. Do not play. I'm trying to save yourself. And she's doing fine, and I'm happy for her. I want you all to do fine. Do you know that?
Yes.
Even though the attendance is not as great as it should be, it's all right. Tell your friends. Tell them you got a book, but you're not going to give it to them. They have to buy it from somebody. I'm not selling them anymore. Charlie has a few. But I appreciate my office for 30 years has been a healing place where people have come in with no hope and have left out with complete hope. And you're going to have to make that move, okay? If you want me to consider you, to interview you, there's paperwork you can fill out here, and I will get back in contact with you. How can I help you, madam?
Ms. Graves, I'm surprised there's not a lot more people here considering I work for the government.
Mm-hmm.
And last August, they were so, excuse my French, they were so hell-bent on everybody taking a $25,000 buyout.
Yeah.
And I just told my boss, I says, nothing
I
I
can
can
do
do with $25,000. I'm going to stick it out. And so I prayed on that, and then within 2 months, I got 2 upgrades. You know how we do?
Yes, indeed. I'm familiar
We got
with the
a
system.
grade.
Mhm.
They were doing away with legal assistance.
Right.
So because they had to promote me to paralegal, they had to give me what they were paying paralegals.
Mhm.
And I say that to say that, and then by February, the fork in the road came. And that's when I joined the other 77,000 people to get all my stuff. You still have to pay me to the end of September 30th, which is the end of the fiscal year.
Right.
So they knew what was coming. Of course
Yeah.
they did. But so many people, I guess they didn't have faith or they didn't have savings. They took that 25,000 and they taxed that. That was a different
That's a
tax
taxable
bracket.
event.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was a totally different tax bracket.
Yeah.
And they break it up. And so I knew all this, and I thought, no, I'm gonna pray on this. Nothing I can do with 25,000.
No, you can't.
I mean, I had investments. I didn't put everything, all my stuff in one basket, as people say. I had diversified. And I'm just surprised a lot more government people aren't here to hear this.
The TSP
because as of
plan.
September 30th,
Yeah.
it's over.
I know.
It's over.
It
You
is
know,
over.
so luckily for me, I turned 65 in March, so I'm going to have more money coming in, and I'll get my, other things. But people don't understand that other things. When Elon Musk got involved, I knew then
It was over.
It was over. Yeah.
And may I
so-
suggest something
yeah.
to you, because I work with federal employees. My parents are both federal people. I worked for a brief stint in Department of Labor in Washington as an economist. And you have a TSP plan. And we need to talk. Because, as I told her, do you know how an executive order can strip your TSP?
Oh, yeah.
No. That's why I'm moving stuff.
Yeah, I've done that too. I'm getting ready to be done with TSP. I'm just saying I may leave a little in there because once it's zero, you can't go back to it.
You don't want to go back.
Right, so I've already started doing that like 3 years ago.
Well, let us talk,
Yeah,
because
okay.
you want guarantees.
Yeah.
But you have to come out of that system, and you cannot be a part of denial. You cannot. You have to deal with what it is.
Right.
And the government is dismantling permanently. We are in a different place. And you have done well. But like I tell folks, everybody's on the block.
Yeah.
Okay? So thank you for your remarks. I hope
Thank
you
you.
enjoyed it. That's all right. Thank you. Now, you have never met me. Hmm? It doesn't matter. But let me just suggest to you, you're talking politics, and and I'm an economist. I don't care nothing about no politician. The notion of an honorable politician like Charlie is so rare. But you have to deal with them if you want things done and you're not capable of doing it yourself. They do not, and they still don't. He's an amazing man. I mean, I do say that. I don't care whether people like it or not, because I don't care anyway. But I told them I'm on the money side. I'm not on the politician side. And you will go broke in America. And they will have you on the street eating dog food. And they will have your grandmother out in front of Drake Hospital, which I can attest to, and she ain't got no place to go. Period. It's open until September the 1st, by the way. So whatever you plan on doing at Drake better happen before September the 1st, because that's over. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Roberson, and I just want to say I kicked the screen coming this morning, but I'm glad I came, and I'm glad I'm able to meet Mr. Winburn on first hand. My mother's name was Eva Roberson, and she did the Dress for Success. Yeah, that was my mother, and I'm glad I came because I think one reason that her business didn't survive, well, one was because of the other Dress for Success kind of came up under her due to the system, but it was also maybe due to the trauma. My mother also, we lived in Mexico too. But the trauma that you talked about, that we don't face coming up from the slavery due to the system, due to life, you know, that we don't face. My mother did the best she could. There's a flesh side and there's a spiritual side.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And if you don't deal with both those sides and both those issues in life, and it also stems on to the children. You know what I mean? Because I'm as well going through that. The flesh, the spiritual, and the business. She begged us to take one of her business, her children, but the mental and the emotional and the physical wasn't there. For me, you know what I mean? But coming up, she did the best she could. Our parents want to say they do the best they can.
They did the best.
You know what I mean? But as children, and we rebel against all that, the spiritual and mental, because she wasn't able to face her trauma. So her business was succeed. You know what I mean? And it goes on and on and on. But as I come to recognize today, as I grow over time, you know what I mean? And as I'm able to mature, I can now see how all this you know, goes on. And I'm now at the point in my life where I'm facing my childhood traumas. So I'm glad I came. I'm going on to say all this. When you said how you fixed your credit, you know what I mean? Because right now I'm facing my traumas, and I'm on my spiritual flesh journey. And when you talk about your credit and business, I'm also on that journey. The work thing is all blended together. So I'm just saying all this stuff. I'm so glad my friend is all got me to come. You know what I mean? Because I think I'm so excited about this journey now. You know what I mean? I can call my mother, and he talked about how it affects your mental, spiritual health. And I've been through all that, the stress. And this journey can be so positive. And I'm just saying all this to say, I'm so excited about meeting you. I'm glad I'm finally able to meet you. My mother used to talk about you. And I'm sure the path of your name has been called. I mean, everything started to come back. People, familiar faces, all that, because my mother used to just put us in there all the time. You know, I just was not interested at all during that time.
But now you are.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's a good thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you're going to see some things over this next year. And pay attention to August.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not going to tell you anything more than that. Get your act together. August is going to be absolutely, you heard it from me, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm just telling you that we are in a brave new world. AI is here. AI is not some spooky robot. AI is here.
Okay.
Along with a lot of other things. We have too many people that are non-productive,
Okay.
and we don't have people willing to retrain, and it's not going to be good. August, next month. Watch August. That's all I'm going to say. I know it's next week. I'm just hoping I can get to my 2 other commitments before this occurs. But God is always going to be God. And I don't care who man is. God is sovereign. The air we breathe is His. So, we don't run nothing. But this is going, you think all these floods and all this is some, oh my God, you mark August. That's all I can tell you. Okay? And just be blessed. And I'm so grateful to have met you because you said, I don't know you. I said, well, that's no big deal. This 350 million people. Yeah. But you can watch the television show. I want to say one thing for the benefit of seniors. If you have a home that you are still paying a mortgage on, you need to consider, because the nursing homes will be closing, you need to go on and consider a reverse mortgage. Now, before you say, oh, that's a scam, the federal government has had this program for 38 years. I tried to bring it into Cincinnati, and John Matarese just ate me a new chicken. Yeah. Why? Because black women are usually the holders of this property, and we cannot upgrade, we cannot improve, we don't have the money. But with a reverse mortgage, it is a federal HUD program that's been around for almost 40 years. And what happened is we didn't go for it, but white people did, which I said was going to happen. I mean, I said it on Lincoln. I said, why are we such a believer in superstition? Why do we not do the necessary verification to know that it is credible? Why do you want to stay in a house that looks like a dump? And then you want top dollar for your dump? I mean, for real. I've had one, oh, my house is worth, I said, your house is only as valuable as what somebody's willing to pay for it. And if you're in the wrong area and it hasn't, a lot of times you can't do upgrades. So here you are. I'm putting this out because somebody you know is struggling with a home. And keep that in mind. And no, I don't do the product, but I certainly know where to connect you into the top. Yep, that's a part of being the money lady. I know these things. I'm just being funny. I'm not trying to be arrogant. Any other questions? Because we want to give the church and to have final remarks. Yes, ma'am.
Hello. I don't have a question. I just have a statement. And
I'm listening.
I would like to say thank you for coming here today.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Wimmer. I appreciate you all beginning the conversation with mental health and your spiritual person. I have been spiritually endowed since as long as I can remember. And I've been telling people about the things that are coming and the things that have been taking place for years, but nobody really wanted to hear what it was that I had to say. So I appreciate that everything is coming to the forefront. It gives me more courage to speak, and it allows me to open up to be able to help people to pivot, because I've also been faced with a lot of trauma. And with those traumas, I have learned how to recalibrate and to make sure that I'm grounded in these things. Last year, my eldest daughter, she transitioned. And that was one of the hardest things that I could have never imagined happening. We all expect to leave before our children. We never expect for our children to leave before us. With that, it brought some courageous things in my path, and it has taught me to pivot again. Recently, I graduated from an IT program, and I took on information technology because first I told you that I knew that these things were coming, and I didn't have a great relationship with computers. When you don't use it, you lose it. And I've been working with my hands and my body instead of using my brain. So I pivoted again into information technology, and now I am working to meld the spiritual and the technological together so that we can have more conversations like this, and not just conversations, but we can put the actions behind the conversation, because we can talk about it all day, but if we don't do anything about it, then it means nothing. So again, I really would like a chance to connect with you.
That's perfectly fine. I'm not hard to reach.
Thank you so much, and thank you again for coming here today. Thank you.
Thank you for being so transparent. The loss of a child is devastating. It is. I can't imagine. I have 3 and they get on my nerves. For real. And they will tell you there's a side to our mother you just don't want to know. I told them it's a trigger. It's a trigger. You start acting a certain way and there we go. But I am honored again for the 3 years that I have been involved with Masterclass with Pastor Winberg. It's just a gathering of people from, it's not a church, it's a gathering. And because I do know the Word. I'm seminary, I know all that. But it's the walk. And it's when you got issues. And everybody walking around like you're okay. And they okay. And I'm just telling you, I could write a book on just what people think about black women. And then I had to tell my manicurist 2 days ago, because I was getting my nails done. He's been with me for 20 years. He's from Vietnam. He was a general in Vietnam. And he fled for his life. He lost everything. And he's now a nail technician. But as we were doing our nails, a black woman walked in and she said, I need to know what kind of color paint I have to have. Well, it's not paint, it's nail polish. And she said, if you don't have what I want, I'm leaving. And he said, ma'am, you can go and look back here. And she sashayed by us. It was the most horrible experience. And then she said, I don't want nothing you got. Well, why'd you come in here? What is this really all about? Like Charlie said, what happened to you? And he asked me, Tim said, Michelle, why do your women do this? I told him, I ain't got enough hours to talk to you. And I'm not a spokesman for black women because I got triggers. Don't push the wrong button. I said, now, she is obviously having a bad day. And she probably don't even know why she's in here, or how she even got here. Okay, so let's just cut it. Just know you did the right thing, made it available, and you were not unkind. And that's what I tell everybody. Just be kind. Don't be nasty, even when you want to be nasty. And even if they're deserving, just constrain your thoughts and say, today I'm going to love you. And that's what I do, okay, because it is precious to me. And I don't write anybody off, okay, because he didn't write me off. Okay, I take it personal. I'm like, when I wake up breathing air, I'm grateful. Because a whole bunch of people are leaving here right now. I mean, it's just like, who else is going in a box today? But I appreciate your remarks, and we certainly can do that. And we'll see where it goes, okay? Any other remarks? You all have been so amazing. Charlie, do you want to say something? Come on. Well, come up here. Don't be talking down there. Shoot.
First of all, can we give her a round of applause, you all? I just really appreciate being here with this dynamic woman of God. While we're sitting, y'all can do better than that. Can we do that? It's beautiful. We just want to thank you. Give honor to whom honor is due. Custom. I wanted to show you, and this is just my last statement. You all take your seat on childhood trauma. I want to show you that you can have all the money in the world. If you all look at the suicide rate among all the wealthy people, millionaires, billionaires, and people that have money, you all can, the number of people. Just go look at the number of African Americans who have died wealthy billionaires got money, guess what many of that is due to? They never dealt with their unresolved childhood trauma. And I want to say this on the flip side, you can have all the money and all the wealth you need, all the homes you want, but if you're still being triggered by unresolved issues. Because I think the greatest thing that the Lord wants us to have, because we're both human and divine, you remember your divinity is fine. If you died now, you're there. It's your humanity is where the issue is. And the number one thing, even in this book, 60 Seconds to a Focused Life, is we should aspire to have emotional happiness. And many of these folk, oh, by the way, my inner circle is millionaires. That's kind of my inner circle. So guess what I tell my inner circle, Dr. Graves? Give me your money, but I'll help you to learn how to be emotionally happy. Because many of them have not dealt with their unresolved childhood trauma. So some people say, well, I just want to be wealthy. I want to have millions of dollars. But guess what? If you got something going on with negative beliefs, negative emotions, and negative memories, and you're not emotionally happy, all the money in the world will not help you. Look at Michael Jackson. I mean, we can just give out the names of those who have died, got on drugs, and you would say, well, why? They have all this money. They've got all this wealth. They got houses. They got money that we will never, ever have. Because it's not based on how much money you have. It's based on how happy you are. And we're talking about emotional happiness. There's two types of happiness. There's external happiness. Somebody give me a car right now. She gives me her car. I'll be happy externally. But guess what? That's not going to help me to have the eternal happiness. Internal happiness is that feeling. And you know what abundance is really all about? It's not about money. It's about walking in divine love. Walking in love, walking in joy, walking in peace. And I know people that don't have very much money, but guess what? They're emotionally happy. They feel good. They walk in love. They walk in joy. So I wanted to say that just because you get a lot of wealth doesn't mean that you're going to be emotionally happy. And I want to say this, the group that I run with, the group that I'm involved with, all of them, they're nutty as a fruitcake. Did y'all hear me? So I asked them, y'all give me the money, I help y'all to become emotionally happy. So that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Can we please have Superior? Can you come forward to officially dismiss us? Have all of our questions been answered? Are you all feeling good? Hopeful? The truth will set you free. It will. It'll put you in a different place. Tell your family and friends you got some good information. Okay? And really press yourself to not say what's on your mind. Because your mind is a wreck. So you don't want to say what's on your mind. You just want to say, God bless you. Superior.
Here comes the fun part. We have some door prizes to give out. And as you know, a lot of people have left, so you might have a chance. I want to acknowledge the first person who has RSVP for the seminar. Is Dr. Marjorie Baker here? Well, I just wanted to acknowledge her for being the first person to register for the seminar. So what we're going to do, the way we're going to do this is he's going to turn his head and point to a name, and I'm going to call that name, and that will be a person to win. Okay. Is Nicole Gully here? She's winning a Thriving Through Storm book.
Also in this give you a free copy of 60 Seconds to a Focused Life. If you're listening, Kim, I'm going to pay for her copy for 60 Seconds to a Focused Life. Hold it, and then I'm going to give you a free workbook on how to deal with your trauma. So we're going to bless her. Make sure she gets a free copy. Can we do that?
Donna Tatum. Chris Moore, Driving Through Storm, Buck.
And if Dr. Graves will allow me and give me the permission, because I'm a man under authority, we're also going to bless you with a free copy of 60 Seconds to a Focused Life. I'm going to pay for it. She's going to give you a copy. And we're going to give you also the free workbook too. So you get all that too.
Gabrielle Starr. Gabrielle Starr. Tanya Gray. Anna Barrage. Beta Lawrence. Carol Lee Lear. Mark Craig. Velma Rowan. Velma is going to win a United Jury gift card.
And also, Dr. Michelle Graves, if I may, we want to bless you with a free copy of my positive psychology book on how I used it for 12 years to overcome childhood trauma. And we're going to also add a workbook to it, so you get one free on the way out.
We have one gift left. Paula Saini. Kimberly Ingram.
Is that what's up? Paul? Paula? Yeah, go on there. Yes. Don't leave. What I'm going to do is Kim Ingram still here? This is what we're going to do, Kim Ingram. Is she the last one? Okay, we're going to bless you with a free copy of my 60 Seconds to a Focused Life book. It's going to bless you. It's 38 chapters on it's not just on childhood trauma, it's on how to deal with your emotions, clean up your emotions, and how you can feel better and emotionally happy. We're going to give you a free copy of that. Then guess what? We're also going to give you a free workbook. And guess what I'm gonna do? For everybody that is remaining here, we're gonna give you a copy of our book, half price. We're gonna give 50% off, and you'll get the book, and we're gonna give you a free workbook. So the book is $30, you only have to pay $15, and you get a free workbook. So all that is available. And Kim, I'm not gonna give you one, we already have one. So we wanna bless you with that. Thank you, Dr. Graves, and I hope that'll be a blessing. So go out, on the way out, we're gonna give you the book, we'll take credit cards, and we'll take a check, because all of y'all got money in here, I know that. So we're gonna take $15 a book, and we're going to give you the free workbook. So if you want it, you can go get it for half price. See, all the other people should have stayed because they probably got a 50% discount. Back to you, Dr. Graves, and this wonderful team.
Okay. And we want to thank Dr. Winburn and Ms. Graves for being here today and giving us all of this really, really good information. Let's give them another hand. And I also have a small gift for them as well. So Dr. Winburn, we got you a small gift. And Sister Graves, we got you a small gift. We really appreciate it coming from the Family Empowerment Center. So this concludes our seminar for the day, and thank you all so much for coming.